In this video lesson, we're going to talk about intervals from an aural perspective. Aural meaning ear, listening perspective. So we've spoken about intervals before from a theoretical point of view, how to work them out, what they are. Okay, but a reminder, an interval is basically the distance between two notes. So it can be a small distance and it can be a large distance. Small distance, large distance. So the reason we're doing this is because at times I will play you some intervals and you need to tell me what that interval is just from listening to it. Okay, and that can be fairly tricky. When I first started learning about intervals and doing this, I really struggled. They all sounded the same to me. So, and people are generally in two camps when they first start doing this and trying to identify them from their ear. Some people find it really easy and go, oh yeah, that sounds like a major third, cool. And some people, like myself, when I first started doing it, they all sound the same. But with time and practice and listening to music and teaching music and my better understanding of music, you can get better at it. Okay, so let's do it. So here I've written up the 8 intervals that we've done so far. So these are the diatonic intervals. So we have everything from a perfect unison right up to a perfect octave and everything in between. So we've spoken about all those intervals before, but now I'm going to play them and you need to be able to identify them just from me playing them. So to do that, we have some songs that help us out. So let me demonstrate. I've got my keyboard and I'm going to play these so you can hear what they sound like. Okay? And play the songs so you can use them to help you work out what it is. You'll see what I mean. So let's start with the first one, perfect unison, very simple. It's just, there's no song, it's just the same note. Okay, I'll play that for you. Okay, fairly simple to get that one. It's just the same note, there's no difference. That is a perfect unison. Next one, a major second. I'll play the interval and then I'll play the song that it sounds like. So a major second. Okay, and that is the same interval as the start of Happy Birthday. Okay? So that is a major second, the first 2 notes of Happy Birthday. I'm not going to sing because I can't sing. So that's a major second. Sounds like the first two notes of Happy Birthday. Major third sounds like Oh When the Saints Go Marching In. So the major third sounds like this. And the song sounds like this. Etc. Okay, so you can hear that sounds, the first 2 notes are a major third and they sound like the song Oh When the Saints. Okay, let's keep moving. Perfect fourth, AAF, is Advance Australia Fair, so the national anthem. So this is a perfect fourth. And this is Advance Australia Fair. Sorry, slight mistake there. So that is a perfect fourth, sounds like the start of Advance Australia Fair. Let's keep moving. Perfect fifth, sounds like the start of Star Wars. So here is a perfect fifth. Okay, and that sounds like Star Wars. Okay. So that is a perfect fifth. I'm going to come back to a major sixth. You'll see why in a tick. I'm going to move to the major seventh. This is what a major seventh sounds like. It sounds, to me, that sounds very unresolved. It's a bit clashy. I find I can identify that one fairly easily. And it sounds like the Pure Imagination, which is a song out of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, whatever that movie's called. Pure Imagination. I'll play you the song. Another song some people use is Take On Me. Okay, that can be another one that people identify. You'll find if you Google this, you'll find many different versions of songs that people use. But that's a major seventh. Perfect octave sounds like the first two notes of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's why it says rainbow first. So this is an octave. Okay, and it sounds like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Okay. If we go back to a major sixth, that sounds like the second phrase of Somewhere Over a Rainbow. Okay, so that's a major sixth. So let me do those two in combination. So the first phrase of Somewhere Over the Rainbow is a perfect octave. The second phrase is a major sixth. Way up high. So perfect octave, major sixth. Okay, so as I said, you'll find other examples of songs that you may know better. But that's basically the aural intervals. So just to finish off this video, I'm going to play some examples to see if you can see how you go. I'm going to play all 8 intervals, but in a random order. Okay, so I'll play them all first, see if you can identify them, and then you can go back if you need to and play them again, and then you can pause the video if you need to, that type of thing, and then I'll tell you what the answers are. I'm just going to move my little board out because I'm going to write the order. I'm never going to remember them all. So here we go. So let's do the first one, then I'll write it on the board purely for my benefit. So here we go. This is a test for you. You've got the songs there if you need. Let's see how you go. So first interval. That's my little note. Okay. Second interval. Okay, let's keep moving. Third interval. Okay, fourth interval. Okay, fifth interview. Fifth interval. Okay, sixth interval. All right, seventh interval. And then the last interval, the eighth interval. Okay, so there's 8 intervals. I should have said at the start of that, I think I'd kind of said it, but I'll just say it now. I didn't repeat any intervals. So if you've done that successfully, you should have one of each of those intervals. Okay, so I didn't repeat any, they were all there. And when you write the intervals, you should be writing the letter and the number, or the U in the case of a unison. Okay, so M2, always use a capital M and a capital P, because you might remember a lowercase m. What does lowercase m mean? Minor. Okay, and we're just doing the diatonic intervals. Okay, so let's go through the answers. If you need to, you can repeat, go back in the video and have another listen if you're not sure. It's easy to second guess yourself. Sometimes I like to go with my first instinct. But let's go through the order. So I have a look at my board back here. So the order was, the first one was a perfect fifth, Star Wars. The second one was a major seventh, Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka, or Take On Me. The third interval was a major second, Happy Birthday. The fourth interval was a perfect fourth, Advance Australia Fair. The fifth interval was a perfect octave, first phrase of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. The sixth interval was a major sixth, the second phrase of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. The seventh interval was a perfect unison, the same note. Nice and easy one, that one. And the last one, which is just the one we have left, is a major third, O When the Saints. Okay, so hopefully you went okay. I'm going to do some other videos. If you want to keep practicing this, I'm going to do some other videos where I just come up, I'm going to do the same thing, but in a different order so you can practice. Unfortunately, you can't really practice this over and over with the one video, obviously, because it's always going to be in the same order. So I will do some subsequent videos where I mix up the order several times and you can practice with that. But hopefully that all makes sense. Intervals from an aural perspective.